Hey guys, welcome back to All Things Knives. It's your host Fletcher, and today we're going to be taking a look at Asher knives. This specifically is the Nomad frame lock. It is a very thin, lightweight knife on bearings. The parts are made in China, but they're assembled in Pittsburgh, I believe, Pennsylvania. I've had multiple conversations with the owner of the company. He's a super nice guy. He's coming out with a lot of new stuff, so I've figured that it's probably a good time for me to do a review on one of his knives. He does a really good job with his stuff. Let's start with a size comparison. Alright, so we've got about a 3¼ inch blade, and then about a little over 4-inch handle. So I mean, this is pretty similar size to the Bug Out, which is one of my favorite knives. But I like that it's a frame lock and it's actually a little thinner too. He is going to be coming out. He does have a crossbar lock versions of these. These, people accuse him of copying off the Bug Out. I really think it's definitely a different knife. The handles are a little different. He does have a deep carry pocket clip on it. But the frame lock changes the whole spirit of the knife. And the steel is S35 VN, and his has steel liners. So if anything, for those who don't like the Bug Out, it's better because it has the steel liners, if that's what you're worried about. And it's cheaper. It's like $75, and the crossbar version is, like $86? You're getting a really good, it's still under $100. Phenomenal. Oh, wait, we're not doing the scale. We are doing size comparisons. So let's see, we've got the large Griptilian, definitely going to have a beat on blade length. It should be, if it's similar to the Bug Out, be a medium-sized knife. Yeah, see, it's larger than the Ritterhogue Mini and the full-size, and then it's smaller than the Griptilian. I mean, if someone's looking for just a medium-sized knife to keep in their pocket, this thing's going to do it just great. Got my modded Para 3 lightweight, added a green lanyard to it, because why the heck not? And then my Tonto PM2. So yeah, I mean, it's actually pretty similar in size to the Para 3. Blade length's going to be a little longer. Handle length's going to be pretty similar. So keep that in mind if you guys have been wondering about Asher knives. He does a really good job. He's a nice guy too. So he's coming out with a lot of original designs too. I mean, they all look good. If you guys like flippers, he's got a couple of knives and flippers. That should be pretty fun to look at. So yeah, it looks like this guy is going to be just a tad larger than the Rat 2. The handle's definitely going to be a little larger, and then your blade length is going to be a tad larger as well. Definitely smaller than the Rat 1, but the Rat 1's a beast of a knife. So if you like the Rat 2 and you're looking for something just a tad larger, here's the Endura 4. Definitely smaller than the Endura 4 and the Shaman. I just figured I'd compare it to some larger knives. But, I mean, you're still getting a good amount of handle space. It probably has similar cutting edge to the Shaman. Let's see. Yeah, pretty dang similar cutting edge to the Shaman. So if you like the Shaman and you like the cutting edge you like the Asher knives. Nomad. He also has a harpoon version of this. Not in the frame lock, but in the crossbar version. It's called the Sentry. It looks really good. So if you guys want to add some flair to your EDC and don't want another drop point, that one's a good way to go. Alright, so it's a G10 handle, G10 backspacer with steel liners, and then a steel frame lock. So let's see how much, and it's super thin, so let's see how much this guy weighs. So you're still just barely over 3 ounces. And when I say this thing is thin in the pocket, let's see. So here's the PM2. A lot of people carry the PM2. Here's the Asher Knives Nomad. Do you see that? That is insanely thin. And the pocket clip 2 deep carry, it's not going to carry, it carries pretty deep, but you're going to have that little bit sticking out. I mean, it's really not much. And you can put left-hand carry as well. Let's see how it compares. Yeah, I do have lanyards, which will make these a little heavier. Yeah, so 4 and this is the Tonto version, which I think is already heavier because the blade. But yeah, it's gonna be lighter than the Tonto PM2. It's heavier than the Para 3 lightweight, but it literally has lightweight in the name. It's probably gonna be pretty similar in weight to the Ritter Hogue. No, let's see about the Griptilian. So lighter than the Griptilian, full size. Let's see. A little heavier than the Rat 2. Definitely going to be lighter than the Shaman here. Yeah, look at that. Definitely lighter than the Shaman. It's probably actually going to be similar weight to the Endura, if I had to guess. Yeah, it's actually a little lighter than the Endura, and the Endura is lightweight knife for how large it is. Let's see, definitely lighter than the Rat 2. I mean, for 3 ounces, frame lock, it's on bearings. It is very thin behind the edge, though. It was even thinner behind the edge, but I actually sharpened it quite a bit. When I first sharpened it, if you see that, sharpened it quite a bit. And this bevel was out here even more. But I sharpened it on one of my Venev. I use this to practice sharpening on my Venev Waterstone that you guys saw I got a little bit ago. I mean, this knife is... The bearings are great. Let's put this away. The bearings are great. They're nice and smooth. I mean, this thing's drop sheddy too. Their warranties, I mean, it's pretty good. I messed up on sharpening. I messaged him on Instagram about it, and he said, you pay shipping there, it's $35 to get a new blade. So, I mean, that's pretty good. You're getting S35VN. This is $75. S35VN, G10, steel liners, stainless steel frame lock. They're assembled here in the US, but the parts are from, they're going to be OEM in China. That's how he keeps the cost down. Deep carry pocket clip. This thing, I use this thing at work. I actually have a photo that I sent Asher Knives the other day showing his knives at work. These cut really well. You put a killer edge on this thing because S35VN takes a killer edge. Strops up really easy. I stropped it because I was starting to get tape on the edge, so rather than clean it, I just strop it and it removes the tape at the very edge. I mean, it was easy to deploy. My favorite way to deploy this is instead of one thumb, I do the finger and the thumb. And I just do both of them like that. And that's actually pretty fun. This knife is super slim in the pocket too. If you're a minimalist, this is a minimalist knife. $75, you can beat the crap out of it. I mean, the blade stock is actually super thin, and then it's ground pretty thin behind the edge, if you see that. I mean, that's better than the Ritter Hogue. Here, let's see if I put my palm underneath it. You guys able to see that? And then we'll do this one in comparison. Pretty dang thin behind the edge on this guy, and it slices really well. And I asked him, I was like, hey, why don't you do any knives in a, you know, thicker stock? And he's like, well, for EDC, I like a thinner knife that slices. And you know what? This will do it just fine. If you're just ripping open boxes, you need a knife that's under $100. You want a premium steel, and you want good fit and finish. This is going to be an amazing knife for you. For 75 bucks, yeah, I will recommend this to everyone. When I bought this, he had thinner thumb studs that were kind of rough on the fingers, so I just ground them down. His new thumb studs now look way better, you know, and he's a pretty new knife company, so he takes care of his customers. He's actually innovating a lot and coming out with new designs, and he's constantly doing CQI, the constant quality improvement that like Spyderco does. He's doing the same thing, and he takes any feedback that you have. Like I gave him feedback about the thumb studs, and he messaged me back, and he's like, you know, I was thinking the same exact thing. I showed him the mod that I did on one of mine, and I think he did it to one of his knives as well. But they all come with the better thumb studs now, which are awesome. You should check him out. He's not available at any retailers, but he sells directly to the consumer, which partially what keeps his costs down as well. He makes a great knife. And if you ever have any questions, seriously, I just message him on Instagram, and he's like, I mean, he's not always available, but at least like the next day he's like, oh, hey, like I had some problems with mine, and he was totally cool, and he hooked me up. So we answered the question. I would recommend this to someone. This is a great work knife. It's a stonewash blade, nice thin grind. If you're just ripping open boxes all day, breaking down cardboard, this is going to be a sweet knife. You know, it's going to do its job really well because it's super slicey. It's going to fit in your pocket when you don't need to use it. And then it deploys really easily. And I'm doing this, you notice I'm operating this left-handed. This frame lock is actually pretty easy to use if right or left. You know, which is good. The detent's perfect, I'd say. Pretty easy to take apart too. It's just you have to do it on this pivot here, but if you need to maintenance your bearings like I did a little bit ago, you just take it apart. And then you just lube it up and it's good to go. Good to go. Just got to make sure to unscrew from here. T8, T6 for the rest. It's really not a whole lot of screws. Backspacer. He does have a jade version of one of these, so if you guys want to pick, and I think they're still available, pick up one of these. You can dye it to any color you want. I'm not being paid to do this review. It's just really my fiance got this for me as a anniversary gift or birthday. I can't remember. It was either anniversary or birthday, and it stayed in the collection for a reason. She got it for me, so of course it stays. But it's also like, it's super lightweight. It's basically, I'd say it's better than the Bug Out because it's even thinner, and you get the steel liners and the G10, and it's cheaper. And I believe he's going to do an M390 version of one of these coming out, full titanium, $100. So if you guys like this and you want to get the full Ti version, an M390, and I think they're Rockwelling at 60 Rockwell, which M390 can go harder, but that, I mean, for $100, that's pretty good. And these are tested at 59 Rockwell, the S35 yen. So you know what you're getting with his products. I 100% recommend them. I definitely recommend this knife to anyone else who wants it. If you guys have experience with Asher knives, leave it down below in the comments what your guys' thoughts are. Let me know if there's any other videos you guys want to see. But as always, like, comment, share, subscribe if you're not subscribed. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay sharp.